It's time. Sit back, simmer down, and let's play StarRupture. Hey everyone, I'm Simma. I'm here to give straightforward game reviews from a longtime gamer so that true gamers can make informed decisions before they spend their hard-earned money on a game. I know these days games are starting to cost a lot more money, and it's harder to buy multiple games, so you want to have an actual review on games before you actually buy them. So that's what I'm here for. I'm not here. The only thing I care about is a, if a game is good. That's all I care about. I don't care where they're made, who they're made by, anything political surrounding the game. To me, it's all about if it's a good game. That's it. Straightforward. It's all that matters. So, now to get into StarRupture. StarRupture is well, I thought it was going to be a very simple game. It's base builder, base automation. It has some gunplay in it. There's a few different guns in it. Um, it's overall it's just a fun little game. I thought it was going to be um, little. It's in early access right now, but when I first started, I thought it was going to be 15 to 20 hours, and that would be pretty much it. I thought it'd be over, but I was actually pleasantly surprised that I was wrong. When I first started playing this game, that's what I figured. I played 20 hours of this game now, and I've probably explored around 50% of the map, maybe. There's corporations that you have to upgrade in the game. The max level on those is 11, and mine are only around level 7. So there's much more upgrading for me to do, which is great because I will continue to do that. There's also multiple gigantic structures in the distance that I can see that I have yet to explore. There's um, some weird radiation stuff that I actually haven't been able to get through yet. There's things called monoliths that I still haven't really figured out much what to do with them. There's all sorts of stuff in this game that I still haven't, after 20 hours, yet to really figure out much with. So all that's saying is there is way more than 20 hours that you can put into this game. Realistically, if you just have fun with the game, you don't try to rush through it, you could probably play this game for 50 to 80 hours, no problem. Even more than that if you are really into the automation side of things. Um, yeah, that's totally realistic. Right now, the game is on sale for $15.99. The game is a $20 game normally, so that's in US dollars. So it gives you a price point on what you think you're getting for your money and kind of how many hours you think you can get out of it. The game, now, as we get into the game, as you'll see right here, has a really nice tutorial. It teaches you a lot about how the game is going to do the automation of the game, teaches you sort of how to set up a base, how to um, deal with your first colony, and understanding the game overall. It also doesn't let you get like attacked or anything during the initial phase, which is kind of cool. The second thing I kind of want to go over was there is some very interesting base building mechanics in this game. Going into this, I did not expect it to be as in depth with base building, but there is some pretty good base building. So what I was doing here is I actually decided that I wanted to build a base in the sky. And I thought that if I had a base in the sky, if I got attacked, that I would be able to defend myself better. So I wanted to see if the game would allow me to build a base in the sky. And surprisingly enough, it it ends up working out. Like it worked out way better than I ever could have thought that a early access colony automation game would have had as far as base building mechanics. So this is me building up to the sky. Built a big platform here, and as we go through, I kind of struggled a little bit to get my base down, but was able to make it work without much issue. So, um, as you can see, the graphics as well, the world looks great. The world looks really, really good overall. And yeah, it's just a beautiful world. So, as I continue building my base there, there's there is many different features of this game. You can upgrade your character. There is some features where as you level up, you can get things in the world where you can actually upgrade your character, which is so there is character customization. There is different weapons. There's weapon customization as well. You can get different customization on different weapons, which is also great to see in an early access game. You can also get different materials even to build with. I believe at this point, there is 3 different materials in the game right now as far as building materials go. So, and you have to upgrade through those materials. So that's another aspect that you can upgrade very far into this game and then still have lots of things to go for. The other thing that's pretty cool is so in this colony that I'm in right now, there is 2 different types of resources, but in the world there's, I don't know, at least probably 5 or 6 different types of resources that you can actually collect with big ore excavators and everything else. Um, but the neat thing is when you want to automate all of those things together, you can actually, with these gigantic conveyor belts, you can actually connect those resources from one colony to another colony throughout the world. You can actually conveyor those resources between your colonies, and then at other points, you can actually get to a point where you're um, conveying things in different ways. But uh, yeah, if you need, um, I have titanium and wolfram here in this colony, but if you needed, say, calcium from another colony, you can build some bases in between and transport that through, which is a great feature in the game to be able to fully automate your bases. And right after I get done with this here, I will go into the automation. So this is the finalization of the sky base. I was able to figure out how to fully build here, and there it is. That is sky base with the terrace. Alright, so here is automation. I was able to go and find a bunch of titanium nodes that I wanted to build some automation for tubes. And what I wanted to do, I needed to ship tubes off world. And my main base was actually creating something else at this point. So what I needed was some extra titanium nodes to create these tubes. Um, Tubes are a little more difficult because they're created from multiple other things and then created into tubes in a further process. So what I had to do here was I had to take two different titanium nodes. I'll just go through the process here of how I went about this. So I take two excavators and I make them into smelters, or make smelters off the excavators. This kind of just will describe how the automation works in the game. So the smelters go down right off the excavators, and then I get some furnaces. Or actually, maybe I get some fabricators. So I get a fabricator off of that. So I get a fabricator off each one of those. And then I have to power everything. So I put down some wind generators in the center. And that powers everything. So then I have to connect everything. So I get out my conveyor tool thing, my rail tool, and I connect those two, and I set that, well, I connect that as well, and I set this machine to make titanium bars, and then I set this machine to make titanium rods, and then I connect these two. Set this machine to make more bars. Set this machine to make sheets, titanium sheets. And then I need another fabricator to make the tubes because you need to ship the sheets and the rods to make the tubes. So what I'm going to do is put down another fabricator here in the center between the two different assembly lines. And we're going to ship the sheets and the rods to make the tubes. And this is just one of the many different automations you can obviously do, but this kind of gives you an idea of what the game has to offer as far as automation goes. Um, this is also will give you then the output on this machine will then go into a storage module, which will then automatically store 400 at a time for you. So you don't have to come back and check on it too often. You can just store it. And then you just connect that to your storage. And you set your storage to receive the tubes, and the tubes start flowing in there. And I actually, in this point, wanted more than 400 to be stored, so I actually put down a second where I wanted 800 to be stored. So I connected a second one, and I set that one to receive tubes as well. And that's automation. Now there's also in this game, this game, like I mentioned earlier, this game it looks great, and it feels great to play the game as well. Um, I'm running the game on near max settings. I've only crashed, I think, twice in 20 hours, which this is saying something. The stability on a new game usually is a little bit lacking, but there's this one has been overall really good. as far as stability goes. You have a sprint, and then you also have a dash on your character. In combat, the dash is really nice. Both of them do use a stamina bar that you have, so that is something you kind of have to manage, but they both feel good to use, and combat and the gunplay for a game that's not truly a shooter um, feels good. It feels really good. I was pleasantly surprised about the game. They're also in different areas to find loot. There's also some areas where you have like pseudo jump puzzles and whatnot, which is always fun to be able to do some like jump puzzles to get to special loot and whatnot. So that was also a kind of a neat activity to have in the game. Here is one where the door was locked and you kind of had to find your way around and kind of figure out how to get to the loot. Um, this is kind of a very simple one, but I didn't want to show off too much of the game. So as far as how to get to the loot, this one, this game at certain points gets really intense and can almost become like almost like a horror game towards certain parts of it, which is really cool. So um, the only downsides that I've seen on this game is there was a few glitches, a few bugs. I fell through the world in a couple spots when I was trying to look around, which it's a new game. I expect that. So I did nothing game breaking. There was I would actually suggest that you save more often before you go into something like something big because like manually save because the two times that I did get um, DC'd or the game crashed, I did lose about 8 to 9 minutes of progression. So I would suggest that they do or auto save maybe every 5 minutes or something just to have it, a little better. And maybe you can auto set that. I didn't actually check, but it didn't become too much of an issue. So the other the main issue I've seen is there was actually four characters that you can select in the game, and they didn't seem to matter, which I would like to see the characters actually mean something in the game, but the four characters you can select didn't seem to matter at all what you selected. Um, but yeah, they were just you just picked one and it never really seemed to matter again other than the voice line that it was using. So that was the main downside. This is a early access game. There's I think it has great upside. I think the game is really in a good place for a early access game. I would give this game, I would say a 6.8 out of 10, which for an early access game is good. It wasn't a huge game coming out, but it really surprised me, and I think it has a lot of potential going forward. Um, I would recommend that people actually give it a shot if you like base building, if you like automation, if you like exploring um, and collecting stuff, because this game has all of that, and it has um, one downside too. I forgot to mention it does have a little bit limited enemies. There's only there's very few enemies at this point in the game, but there is a few bigger enemies that you see, which is kind of nice. But the main little enemies you see are usually the same, so that is one downside. But that's okay. I mean, it didn't really come into play too often, so it wasn't too much of a downside. So that was one thing that they could do is bring out some more new enemies, and I think they will do that over time. But all right, I think that is it for StarRupture. I really enjoyed the game. I liked the game. Like I said, I give it about a 6.8 out of 10. And I currently have a list of games that I will be reviewing in the upcoming weeks. So if you want to see more games or more reviews on popular games, hit the like and subscribe button. Stay up to date with all the games I have to review. Also, if you want to suggest any games for me to review, just leave the suggestions in the comments and I'll try to get to those as well. I hope I was able to help you with any informed decisions about StarRupture. And always, keep it chill and keep playing good games.